Hey everyone, welcome back to Fishing Camp Life with me, Lad from the Woods. Well, we're back here today. It's Monday and it's pouring rain as predicted, so I can't pull any more of the plants in the back, but I still have to finish trimming this one here, if you can see it. And I have two outside, a blue haze and a white widow that I pulled yesterday. It's supposed to clear up by later tonight, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be breezy and sunny and stuff, so I should be able to pull the rest of them tomorrow, I'm hoping. In the meantime, I'm going to put off a long delayed project, which was making some happy butter to make brownies. And one of the reasons I kept delaying was because I have a Wedgwood propane stove here in the trailer, and I'm just going to turn this off because I want to make a coffee. Being that it's a gas stove, I find that the burners aren't very steady. I mean, they don't go off and on, obviously, but like, it's just I can't control them as well. And one thing about when I'm making the butter, I turn it into ghee, because you got to get the water stuff out of it to make you know, the special butter. Okay, so anyway, my last hot plate gave up the ghost, so I ended up buying another one, and I actually spent a couple extra dollars on this one. It's a Master Chef, which I've been having really good luck with this Master Chef. So anyway, we're going to start that today. So I've got that. She's brand new. I think it's only boiled water once. I just ran it through, kind of thing. So anyway, need a pot, which is here. Heavy bottom pot is better if you can. And this is so simple, it's almost ridiculous. But people make it a bigger deal than it actually is. A couple of things though. First of all, no matter what you do, you need butter that's not salted, and you need a quality butter, because the cheaper stuff has so much water. By the time you get the water out of it, it's like half the butter's gone. So you go with a higher quality. Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit extra, blah, 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 blah. The other thing I like to do too is I get them in the chunks like so. So anyway, going to open these up. They melt quicker instead of one big block, right? Now the idea is not to melt too quick where you're going to burn the butter. You don't want to boil the butter. You just slowly want to simmer it, and eventually a white kind of foam stuff will start coming up on the top, and that's the water coming out of it. Once you get all that water out of it, and then you take that butter and put it in a jar or whatever, it'll last a long time because there's no water for it to go bad. That's why the Indian people from India, they make ghee for lots of things, because then it's easy to preserve the butter that they need. So anyway, and like I say, for ingredients like what I'm making, don't you love butter? Love the smell of it even. Now, I've been lazy these last couple of years. You can make your own butter right at home. It's so easy if you got a blender or a food processor, and you can get 35% real cream from the grocery store. You just throw it in there, turn the thing up on spin. It'll start to separate, and then you can add a little bit of salt if you want salt in it. And once it's up to the butter, you know, consistency, soft butter consistency, you can scrape out the foamy stuff or whatever's left over, and there you are, butter. So anyway, this takes a bit of time. You can't rush this, because you don't want, like I say, you don't want to burn the butter at all, because then that's going to put burnt butter taste in whatever you're going to mix the happy butter with once we've go through the next process, which I'll show you. But right now, this is going to take a couple of hours. So maybe, well, maybe not a couple hours, but an hour, a good hour anyway. Because I mean, I just keep it on low. Ah, there's my coffee water. Good old Starbucks via to the rescue. I've really gotten lazy with not making my regular coffee pot coffee. I'm just so hooked on these fucking things. Anyway, I wish sometimes I wasn't, but regular coffee doesn't taste, you know, near as good as the Starbucks via. Of course, I mean, it's the blend too. It's Italian roast, so I like my coffee strong. None of this liquid light brown crap that people think is coffee, or, you know, well, to each his own. I mean, it's like anything, food, music, it's all subjective, right? So okay, all right, I got coffee now to stir it. Overfilled it here, of course. Leave it to me. Just give her a little bit of a top off on the warmth. And I can put the heater back on. So now, basically, now I'm going to be learning this little machine. Helps plug it in. Don't leave that one plugged in, because one thing I've noticed with it is when you plug it in, even when it's not on, the red light comes on. So there's power going through it. So I don't leave this one. Anyway, so there's high, number 5. I'm going to start it at 1 and see how fast it melts. And if it melts too quickly, well, then I'll turn it back a little bit down. But anyway, it doesn't feel too steady, eh? Tips a little bit. What's going on here? It should be. That thing's sitting flat. Yeah, it's sitting proper. Oh well, okay. I'm not going to worry about it. So that's what we're up to with that. The other thing is I'm out of bread, so I need to make a loaf of bread. And like I say, because it's an inside day, pretty much, although the rain has stopped. Or am I lying? No, it's still raining. I can hear it. It's just sprinkling now, but it was raining pretty hard earlier. Garbage day tomorrow, doctor day tomorrow, plumber day tomorrow. There's lots going on tomorrow. Now, oh great, my pilot light never went out. Okay, I just heard it cycle off, so that's definitely not warm enough. I think we're going to run it up to 2 and see how we get from there. So yeah, we're going to do a loaf of bread. There's the decarbonated happy grass, and once we get the butter done, we'll mix this in, and I use the magic butter machine. But in the meantime, bread. So the first thing is gonna get some yeast out, because it's in the fridge, so I like to let it sit in the little cup. I just put it directly into the cup with the sugar and the like, and let it warm up. Where's my measuring little guys? Okay, so this is half a teaspoon here, and then a full teaspoon there. Whoops. You guys can't see that. All you're seeing is the back of my head, eh? What's the point of showing stuff if I'm actually not showing it? So, got to get used to the camera. So there's 1.5, and 2.5 teaspoons is what I use. I used to use less, but I've changed my recipe just a bit. All right, so you know, that 10 or 15 minutes it'll warm up, and then I'm gonna, you know, put the water in. Aha. Okay, so now you see it's melting too fast now at number 2, so I'm definitely going to have to back it off. You see? So it's melting too quickly. So we're going to back it off back to 1 then. And that might be our perfect setting. That'll be good. I mean, if that's the way it is, you know, if that's the way it's going to be number 1, well, that's easy to remember, and I can just do the set it and forget it. Turns out my little squirrels, chipmunks, birds, and everything are hungry today despite all the rain. Usually they just disappear, but little Marvin the squirrel came right up on the steps. Wally was sitting right there, and he was right up at the screen, and it was like he wasn't worried about the cat. He was worried about, like, why haven't I put the food out yet? And I'm like, fuck, on a rain day they never but anyway, so I only put out half of what I normally give them. It's coming up, it's 20 to 4, so I'm just going to put another half a thing with some peanuts. Like, that's about, I don't know, 2 cups of black sunflower seed. Goldie, watch out. Marvin, you guys got to finish this up by 6, though, when it's dark. I've really fallen on the right combination to have the little guys finish everything up before it's raccoon time. And I'm not feeding the raccoons because it's just become way too much, and you know, I'm trying to feed the little guys. Raccoons have lots to eat here on this property. Okay, well, I'm much happier with the melting speed of this. So just double checking here, because I do want it to have the odd little boop bubble, and then like when you see the bubble come up, that's the water actually boiling. Well, not boiling, but it's, you know, it's leaving the butter. I don't know, because it's not boiling. But anyway, you'll see once I do it. I used to do this the old school way with a crock pot, but this is much easier and much more accurate. I find crock pots seem to be all different temperatures. Recycled cardboard, eh, guys? What do you think? Hey, well, the recycling is full. It's time to bring it up to the transfer center. On here. That's not turning on. Oh, it says it's higher than 18. Well, that can't be right. I got the door open. Yeah, there it is, 19. Okay. I'm like, I got the screen door wide open, and it's probably only about, well, I'll tell you what the temperature is outside. It's not very warm, I can tell you. Cannot wait to have my goddamn wood stove. It's 8 Celsius out. So 8 and 8 is 16 at 30. So that's around 46 degrees Fahrenheit, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. So, because 10 degrees Fahrenheit is 10 degrees Celsius is 50 Fahrenheit. So 8 is around 46, 48. So, anyway. And it was set to 16 Celsius on the infrared, quartz heater, and it didn't come on. It's gotten really old, so it's probably time to up a new one. And the quartz things in it, they do wear out apparently, which you know, that, and I've had this one for well over 5 years. New one's over $200. Yeah, see, this is the perfect speed. Look at that. I don't know why that thing isn't sitting flat. Is it my pan that's tilted? My pan warped? It's so weird. Well, I think it would be sitting flat hard, but you there, see that? So it's starting to melt pretty good. I'm not going to film that whole thing. I'll shut you guys down here in a bit because so there's the, got to finish up this little lady, and I can lay her aside, and then I've got the two of them still sitting outside. It's Blue Haze on the left and White Widow on the right. So I had to memorize that. I said it to myself like 85 times so I didn't forget which is which.